It is time to get back to the classes. A decade ago, in 1943 to be exact, the Ashram school was established for the education of the children of Sri Aurobindo's disciples. At its opening, the school counted 32 pupils. The end of the first year saw 76. Today, there are more than 200, not counting a large number who attend the adult language classes held outside of school hours, the Sunday classes and evening classes on weekdays. The school is co-educational throughout. The children come from all parts of India, together with a few from abroad. The level of studies in the Indian languages corresponds to those required by the Indian universities for their school leaving certificate or the matriculation, as well as the intermediate course. French is one of the principal languages taught at the school, and the French studies, which include subjects of science and of language, follow the program of the French higher school, higher as distinct from high, to the level of the baccalaureate. The program of the English classes is graded in accordance with the syllabus of the English junior and of the secondary or grammar school. Students can study up to the standard required by the General Certificate of Education for English language, ordinary level, and English literature, advanced level. Turning to the German classes, from the text in the hands of these students, it is obvious that the standard of instruction in this language is as good as that of English or of French. To those who have a bent for science studies, there are the classes in mathematics, one of the fundamental subjects of the curriculum of studies. In their science education, the students have the benefit of training under a highly qualified professor whose background enables him to train them in all those branches of science which are essential for students desirous of entering the portals of a university. Side by side with the classes in theory, a significant place is assigned to practical laboratory work in physics and chemistry. The seriousness of purpose and the close and trustful student-teacher relationship make it possible for the pupils to undertake more detailed and effective experimental work than is generally done. The intense interest evinced by the students in their work is probably owed to the freedom they have in the choice of their studies and to the spirit in which they take their work, not as an essential duty, but as a path that they have chosen to take for the betterment of their knowledge. A path that is promising, for today this school, with its teachers and students of science, arts and music, is now a part of the now established university center of the Ashram. A center that aims at integral education which these students and teachers will pursue in the tomorrow, and in consonance with the ideals of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. As with the scientific and literary training of the students in the classroom, so too in the physical training section. Regular physical exercises are prominent features of physical education at the ashram. Like the crops in the fields that presage a good harvest in return for the year's toil, so also are the trainees enriched with the experience of their year's work. Here are examples of their achievements which in harmony and unison of movement simulate the rhythmic motion of sea waves. Watch this one. It depicts the emblem of Sri Aurobindo. And look at this movement, which is a dynamic depiction of the emblem of the Mother. It is not only in the fabric of their physical exercises that the Ashramites can excel. In the finer arts, there have been the traditional pride of India in embroidery, for instance. There are those whose work compares favorably with the work that comes from Benares or Bangalore in resplendent threads of silk, silver, and gold. Here you can see deft fingers at work, and the designs that are born of such skillful and patient work. In the embroidery of life at the ashram, there is a design too, in which the three essentials to a harmonious life are not forgotten. Those three that are common to everyone: food, clothing, and shelter. The little folks of the ashram must have their milk, and others can have it too if they want to. Good milk means the maintenance of a cattle farm. The cattle wealth of the ashram is an assurance of milk for health, and it eliminates the danger of adulterated or impure milk reaching the ashramites. A poultry farm is run on modern lines. Artificial incubation. It causes worry to these parents, perhaps. But the eggs have been hatched and the chickens are all right. To the granaries comes the rice from the field, and wheat were turned into flour. A whole machinery of men and mechanical methods turned the incoming pulses and grain into flour and food material ready for the kitchen. ashram bakery is another center of bustle and activity. And modern machinery plays its role here too. No time is wasted, not even in the slices that are cut from the loaves. Strict vegetarianism is observed at the ashram, and kitchens are maintained under such hygienic propriety that is more than praiseworthy. As for the vegetables, they come too from the gardens that are tended by the ashramites. The food is served in cafeteria style. You take what you want, rice or bread. And then you sit down to a good lunch. Not very spicy, nor oily food, and touched off with fruits and a cup of milk or curd. And the meal is followed by the process of returning the vessel to the washing and cleaning section. Here, the ashramites themselves attend to the work of the cleaning of the vessels. The orderly and careful manner in which this work is carried is perhaps a unique feature of Sri Aurobindo Ashram, and certainly not commonly noticed elsewhere in our country. For those who do not come to the dining hall, an efficient system of carriers full of food makes it possible for the food to reach their homes. And now to clothes. Even the strong can get enough work for their muscles at the ashram laundry. And when the clothes are rinsed, washed and dried, their ironing is done by other inmates. This laundry service is another of the organization's activity towards a self-reliant life. But where are the clothes from? They are made at the ashram's tailoring section. At every step, the words seem to be so true, that here is a small world of workers who can take up any craft and bring it to a useful stage for the betterment of their fellow beings. And when you think of the cloth that comes to the tailoring house, the answer is there again. The weaving centers of the ashram turn out cotton cloth, Not only embroideries, but cloth for daily needs and apparel is made at the ashram. Want can be forgiven, but not waste. Here's an idea. Take the good threads out of old cloth and make new cloth that can serve for domestic and general use. From cotton yarn are knit the socks, for which there is constant and great demand at the ashram, particularly from the sports groups. Now, these socks and other cotton textures and weaves are all made at the Ashram Cottage Industries Center, where several crafts make many hands earn their wages. Mats are turned out of reeds. Hats from the same house can be had for those who work all day long in the ashram fields under the tropical sun. Or they are wanted by those who take a walk along the beach. Mats and hats are not the only reed products. Wicker baskets also are woven at this center. In fine, many useful things the ashramites need for daily use are all made at the center. And some of the products of the Cottage Industries Center are taken away by tourists as souvenirs. Rope twist comes from jute or hemp. And doormats too. Scented sticks for incense burners are prepared here, and the whole process, from perfume paste to the ignited stick, can be seen at the center itself. It is noteworthy that all the work done here is not with a profit-seeking motive. It is to produce things while one learns or teaches. And the products of the cottage industries section are doubly valuable when it is revealed that the children of the wage-earning workmen of the ashram are taught the crafts here and given lessons and training. The ideology, again, is not absent. Sweets are made and toffee prepared, which first goes to the mother, who in her turn gives them away on occasions and on certain days to all those members of the ashram who come for blessings. Now, glucose is used to make these sweets and toffees, and they taste good.